Hey everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome to a brand new Let's Play. This time around it is MC Kids, or MIT Kids, depending on how you want to pronounce it, for the Nintendo Entertainment System. I don't know why it took me more than 2 seconds to say that. It was for the Nintendo Entertainment System, but well, here we are. I can't believe I'm actually playing that thing. Maybe that's why. Anyway, this game features McDonald's and the old McDonald's characters from the 80s and the 90s. And you can choose between 1 or 2 players, with 2 players being alternate, of course. And if you hit your head on this moon block with the A button, you can switch between the 2 characters who play exactly the same. I'm just going to play as the kid that the game throws at me at the beginning. Because why not? I mean, they both play the same anyway. And if we head left, we start a 1-player game. We head right, we start a 2-player alternating game. I'm playing the 1-player game. We're in a tent. We're reading a book. Ronald was showing off his magic bag at a picnic in the meadow, when all of a sudden... And I'm pretty sure that the screens transition on your own, but I'm pretty sure you have to press A to get past the book. Yeah, you have to press A to get past the book. And I'm guessing that maybe this game takes place in the past because we're reading about this. Meaning that this all happened before we were in the tent reading the book about our adventure. I guess. Help! Help! The Hamburglar has run off with my magic bag. Please help us get it back. Search the levels of my clubhouse and retrieve at least 4 of my puzzle cards. If you come back to my house with 4 cards, I will show you how to get the birdie's house. And of course, if you forget any of that, you can go back to the clubhouse and talk to Ronald again. Why he has to bend down like he does to talk to you, I have no idea. It's not like you're that short, and he's that tall. But anyway, we have a map, kind of like Super Mario Bros. 3. We get around with the D-pad, and we can go to level 1, the garden. I find it weird that the lowercase L and the number 1 look exactly the same. That scares me. But nevertheless, we're going to this level and pressing A to enter it because, well, let's face it, we can't go anywhere else until we complete this level. So, we have plenty of things we can do. Obviously, placing that block in its dotted line counterpart allows us to put the block there and make it a platform. I might as well mention the controls. Left and right, you move left and right. And if you hold left or right long enough, you'll go at max speed. Kind of like Sonic the Hedgehog, except a little more controllable. Of course, getting around is more like a more controllable version of, say, Kid Cool or Decap Attack or Psycho Fox, more than Sonic the Hedgehog. You do have some control over where you go, even at the higher speeds. Pressing B lets you grab blocks and throw them. A lets you jump. Down lets you duck. And there are a lot of things you can do. You can hold A, or not, to get jumps on these little trampolines. Apparently you don't have to hold A. I was alternating between holding A and not holding A, and I was getting the same height. Also, you can pick up blocks just by standing next to them and pressing B. If you stand on top of them, you'll have to hold down on the D-pad and then press B to pick them up from above. Keep that in mind. If you run across one of those things at a high enough speed, if I can get to it, which shouldn't be too hard, you can end up upside down. And we can grab this card. You'll need to collect the cards to get around in this game. There are McDonald's arches symbols that you can pick up throughout the game. If you collect 100, you'll be able to get to a bonus stage where if you can make it to the top, you can get some extra lives. These blocks right here with the arrows pointing to the left, if you run into them, you get knocked all the way to the left to the beginning of the area from the elevation you hit them from. So you want to be very careful. And I'm pretty sure that if I keep going all the way to the right like this, I can get to this 1-up. The 1-ups have a 1 on them. And that was the goal. If you once you touch the tape, you'll clear the level and you'll go on to the next one. If you pick up the M on the arch, you'll get 10 extra arches. Also, if you picked up a card, the game will tell you, hey, you picked up a card for this place, before you head back to the world map. And by picking up that card, we got a part of a piece of a picture of Ronald. I don't know why I said a part of a piece there, just a part of a picture of Ronald. And from here, we can go on to levels 2 and 3. I'm going to play these levels in order because why not? I do like the fact that the game tells you how many lives and arches just right there in plain sight there at the upper area of the map there. And I should mention other things. You can see how many arches and lives you have, as well as how much health you have in the upper left-hand corner. Really useful for when you want to know those things. Also, there's a spider here. We want to make sure we stay low so that we don't run into it. And we want to make a big jump, a big running jump, across that slope, so that way we can get to this platform and get that extra life. Alright. Don't go down one of those arches. That's a trap. You'll have to fall into the water and die in order to get back out of there, as far as I can tell. Also, using the spring takes you to the card. The levels around here will have usually one card, but there is one that will have more than one card. As a matter of fact, expect to see levels with more than one card throughout the game. Thankfully, I should be able to tell you which ones have more than one card, so that way you can plan accordingly. When you get to this boat, you can jump into it, and then you can jump out of it with the jump button. And from here, we can take the platform to, well, other platforms. Make sure you're standing perfectly still when you're on that boat, so that way you don't accidentally fall into the water. And it's a good thing I stood there because that allowed me to get over there. Now, if we take a big jump to the right, well, maybe not that big a jump, we can get to this zipper. Press B in front of a zipper, and you'll open it and go through it to go to what is on the other side. Want to be very careful around here. Don't want to hit these things. Let's be careful not to jump where we shouldn't. There's a 1-up right there. And once we hit these things, we need to hold right immediately. That's why. Otherwise, we're falling right into that pit. And we just got 100 of the arches there. So, once you have the arch count flashing, you'll enter a bonus stage when you complete the level. And I thought I touched that arch. Oh well. We have another card for Ronald's Clubhouse, and we've got the bonus game. So you want to be careful with these blocks. You want to jump on the one that lights up so that way you can get to the top. And if you get to the top, you can pick up an extra life, or several extra lives. If the block you're on drops down before you can get to the one that's lit up, don't sweat it too much. You can pick yourself back up as long as you're not completely panicking. Uh-oh. Okay. Almost there. And once you're about 1 or 2 blocks from the top of these little slider things in the wall, you can jump up to these places and then go to one or two zippers, enter it, and get some 1-ups. You'll have to drop down the pit in order to exit, but you won't lose any lives by going down into that pit, and you'll have more lives. Anyway, let's go ahead and go to level 3, Lazy Leaves. The first level was called The Garden, and level 2 was called Gopher Grove. I was going to go back to see what they were called, but then I realized I kind of have some notes right here just in case. Anyway, level 3, Lazy Leaves, let's go. Enemies are pretty easy to defeat just as long as you know their simple movement patterns, but do keep in mind that they do respawn after you defeat them. So be careful with the blocks. They are finite. Also, I just took dumb damage right there. Anyway, what happens if I were to go over to here? Alright, there's the card. Interestingly, you can find some leaf platforms that will take you to other places if you know where to look. Don't want to go too far, though, because I don't want to go all the way back to the beginning. You can get more health by defeating enemies and whatnot, which is pretty nice. I recommend doing that. Just be careful. Attack enemies when necessary, if you can. Get 1-ups when necessary. And I don't think I got the arch, because it flew up there. But we still got a card for Ronald's Clubhouse nevertheless. Alright. Level 4, Mountain View. If you explore this level a little bit, you'll be able to find some arches. And you'll be able to do stuff when necessary. I'm gonna have to... There we go. I'm gonna have to find a way to get up there somehow. Anyway, there's a snail. We can easily avoid that. There's a big spring. If you are carrying a block, when you jump across a bit onto a big spring, you'll get an even bigger jump than when you didn't. Which you should really keep in mind. And that was weird. And that just took me all the way to the left there, but that will give me a means of going up here. Now, I could have used a means of getting the block that I found earlier to get up there, but thankfully I was able to take a big jump. I don't want to go up there because even if you're upside down, if you fall into a bottomless pit in the ceiling, you'll still get hurt, and you don't want to do that. Like so. Ugh. Let's try not to be dumb as we go through this level again. Besides, I kind of needed the health anyway. Let's go ahead and get these. And I might as well show off the jump without one of these. Yeah, you need a block to really bounce off the big springs. I should have done it this way. I didn't do that. Also, here's the card. If you die after collecting a card, I think you have to go through the level again in order to get it. I'm not quite sure. Also, if you keep exploring and you know how to go places and you know where to look, you can find some 1-ups in the upper right-hand corner of the level. I've never really been able to get to them, though. Anyway, we have another card from Ronald's Clubhouse. And from here, we can go to level 5, Hidden Glen. We've already collected enough cards to get from the clubhouse to where Birdie is. But I'm going to keep on going, because this level's pretty easy anyway. I can't believe I got hit there. At least I got a 1-up. Though that helps. Now here you want to wait for the leaf platforms to come down, and you want to alternate between left and right just to get up here. And nice, managed to get 2 hearts, but I managed to lose one of them. Fun! Get out of there. Ow. Well, that was worth it. We still managed to get the card nonetheless. Are you kidding me? Yes, place enemies where I don't want you to place them, game. Alright. And there's nothing over here. At least it's easier to get. I guess I did grab the arch in that one level. Anyway, we have found a card for Hamburglar's hideout. That's interesting. You can find cards for other levels where they aren't supposed to be. Like, you can find cards for the level for the world you're in, but you can also find cards for other worlds too. And that can make getting through other areas a little easier, in case you don't want to play through all the levels of the game, which I plan on doing. Anyway, level 6, Towering Trees. There are 2 cards here, and I want to get both of them. The first one is over here, and we also want to grab this to make it easier to get back up. And we're throwing our block at that guy so we can get over here. Now we need to get over to here to get the other card. And then we're going to get the 1-up too, because, well, why not? Now I'm going to drop down. Take a dumb hit for whatever reason. You can tell I'm not a big fan of the placement of some of the enemies in this game. Even in the early goings. I'm going to have to get those cards all over again, won't I? Well, time to find out. Are you kidding me? I should have just grabbed the block and just be done with it. Yeah, I'm going to have to grab the blocks again. Fun. I'm going to have to get the cards that I got because I died. I'm going to have to re-grab them. At least I know what to do. At least I know what to do to get around here. Alright, let's grab another thing. And this time, let's take this road. Now, the little guy will come back, but we'll take care of him this time. Now, the little spaces in between where the arches are, that's where you can find the springs. And if you know what you're doing, you can collect all of these arches. Why would you want to do that? Probably just because. I could have grabbed more, but, well, we've already found the bonus stage. Again. And we have a card for Ronald's Clubhouse and the Professor's Workshop. So, more extra cards. And now we get to do the bonus stage again. If you fall all the way down to where the moon block is, there's no way to go back up. You'll just have to go through the zipper down there and go back to the world map. You can also change characters down there if you want, even though they both play exactly the same. And I am having a really good time. And that was amazingly quick. And we can go back up here again. Alright. I don't think I can grab both of those one at the same time, but hey, I'll take 18. And we have completed all of the levels in Ronald's Clubhouse. There's nothing else we can do, so let's head back to the clubhouse. Wow, you have found enough of my puzzle cards. Hurry on to Birdie's treehouse. Hamburglar was last seen there with my badge of magic. I say badge when I mean to say bag. Man, I cannot English to save my life. Mick and Mac took off to the tall treehouse where Birdie, the early bird, lives. Okay, so they are named Mick and Mac. Just like in the Global Gladiators game. So they're the same kids. I'm assuming. Virgin did make both games. Hamburglar's run out to Grimace's world. If you can find 5 of my puzzle cards, I can show you the way. And from here, we are now at Birdie's treehouse, and we have 6 more levels that we can play through and find all of the cards in. And we will be handling Birdie's treehouse in the next video, so join me next time where I play through the second world of the game. Until then, this is PrinceWatercress. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching!